What the fuck is up? I jammed out that tune because I wanted something really fucking metal, and I fucking dig that tune. And I hadn't been digging on that tune until some people here on YouTube were digging on that tune and doing a little YouTube video of their own. So ever since then, I've been kind of digging on that tune, but that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. As I was saying in a video earlier today, it's really fucked up. This weather fucks with your mind here in the Detroit, Michigan area. And so today I decided to get off my ass and get out of the funk, you know. And so let's talk about music, man. Let's talk about music. Yesterday, in my funk and whatnot, I was looking through YouTube for something to watch, and I found Lemmy's funeral. And you're like, Wrecker, man, that was kind of a while ago that Lemmy died. Well, I couldn't watch any of that shit because I didn't want to believe Lemmy was dead, you know what I mean? And I'm not a Motorhead fan. Not like a huge I mean, you know, but I'm not like a huge Motorhead fan. Big Lemmy fan. Lemmy is God, you know? I mean, Lemmy's inspiration for us all. I mean, there's a guy that marched to the beat of his own drum no matter what. Anyway, watched his funeral services, and several people got up and talked, and since I watched that, I've been feeling, you know, more inspired. Like I said, the weather and shit here really fucks you up, and I don't know, I guess maybe as a musician, you guys, most guys that watch this channel are musicians, or at least play an instrument, or you're fucking around with music in one form or another. I think you guys could probably vouch for what I'm about to say is, you know, when you're a musician or when you play an instrument and you kind of get serious about it, it's the longer you go on, the harder it seems to find inspiration. Am I crazy when I say that? For me anyway, it's, you know, it's well, the last time I recorded anything for real, I was at the reason that recording even happened was I was at a bar and I saw a band, and I hadn't been to this particular club in a while. It's like a live music place here in Detroit. The name is just totally slipping my mind. It's not the Magic Bag. Maybe it was a Magic Bag. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I was at this club and I saw a band playing, and it lit a fire up under me, and I got my shit together, got with some people, and we wrote a little album, kind of more like a demo or an EP, I guess. Never really. Anyway, and that was the last time I was really inspired to really get down and work on some things, you know, and I've been wanting to recently in the last year, and I really actually I was hoping to remix some songs that I have here posted on this channel on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I posted. I know it was posted on the last channel. I think I've got some of my songs posted on this channel, but these were early recordings from the 1990s that I wanted to remix because there's a couple of really cool songs in there that I think that are really cool that need to be updated and remixed. And it actually talked to a couple of guys here on YouTube that were interested in doing it. I was hoping to maybe do it this past fall, but man, I just fucking got in a funk over the winter here and everything, just never got around to it. But anyway, now I'm feeling it, you know. You know, I listen to a lot of different things. That's what I was getting to is, you know, the longer you go on, it seems like sometimes it's harder to get inspired, you know. It's like I don't really remember a time when I didn't play music because I picked the guitar up really early in life. But I remember times where I hadn't played much, like for a couple years span, and just being a fan, and that's what all it would take was. As a matter of fact, when I wrote the last stuff, I had been out of it for a long couple of years at least. I hadn't played anything, and I went and saw this live band, and this band kicked ass, and it inspired me to get off my ass and start doing something. So it seems like the longer I go on sometimes, the harder I find it to be inspired to play, to get inspired to, do anything. So I'm wondering how you guys feel about that. Those of you that play, do you find it, those of you that are into recording and or want to record, do you find that the longer it's gone on, time's gone on, the harder it is for you to be inspired to write music and stuff? For instance, I've got a friend here on YouTube who lives in New Orleans, and I think he's lived there all his life. But he had told me, when we always go back and forth about Mardi Gras, because I always tell him I want to get down for Mardi Gras, and of course missed it this year, but I was sure to contact him and say, hey, what's up? Well, he told me he hadn't been to a parade in like 15 years, I think. And I'm like, wow, you live in New Orleans, but you haven't even been to a Mardi Gras parade in 15 years, And so when I get down there, I'm going to make sure to drag him out of the house to a bunch of parades, because I think he needs to remember, and he's a musician. So, but it's the same like here in Detroit, Detroit Rock City. It's like a musical mecca here. Maybe not so much as New Orleans, maybe so in a different way. We've got a lot of jazz places here. We've got a lot of metal, got a lot of jazz, just a lot of, you can go any night, you can go to a jazz club, you can go to a hip-hop club, you can go to a metal club, and I'm talking big fucking arena size, not arena size, but theater size clubs that are either having hip-hop concerts, metal concerts, or jazz club. When I was a kid, when I was like in my 20s, we used to go down and, I wasn't always sober, and we used to go down to the jazz clubs, man, and me and my buddy Jim, man, we'd be the only two white guys in the place, and man, they thought we were fucking crazy for the longest time. They said, man, we figured you guys were either cops or you just some crazy ass white boys, and probably best not to fuck with you. But after a while, we started going down there, we got to know people and everything, and I just love partying and listening to jazz, and that's what draws me to New Orleans, because I really want to see what the music scene is like down there. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be around Mardi Gras, but I want to really experience that for my own inspiration, as much as I want to experience it, but I'm excited to see what it'll bring out of me, as a musician. And I think a lot of musicians feel that way, that, there's those times where you just, man, you pick up your guitar or whatever you play, and you just can't play a fucking wrong note, It's just, you're going and going and going, you're just jamming, and it's like, where the fuck is this coming from, But you've got to take advantage of it. I've got, my little recording stuff here into the computer, and I always keep a Fostech, Tascam 4-track too, because, I'm like that. But I've got my computer thing, and I'm getting better at using Reaper and Audacity and whatnot, and I'm trying to update my own system. So, but yeah, man, I just wanted to do a video. Let's talk about music for a change. I mean, that's obviously one of the biggest things in all of our lives. Most of the people that I talk to on YouTube, it's one of the biggest things that brought us together anyway, was, our love of music. And, watching Lemmy's funeral service, I gotta admit, man, there were times that my eyes filled up with tears just listening to people speak about Lemmy and how they are, my eyes are filling up with tears right now, even talking about it. But just hearing people speak, I think Lemmy was an inspiration for everybody, that, we're not, especially those people that want to fucking claim white supremacy and all these fucking turds out there. Lemmy used to love fucking German Nazi uniforms, the army, whatever, Nazi army uniforms. Not because he was a fucking Nazi, or he's just, what he said? They asked him about, they said, why do you wear that shit? He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, you show me your country's Army's uniform. If they got the coolest uniform, I'll wear theirs. He thought it was fucking, because it looked cool. That's why he fucking wore it. Tried getting away with that shit, you know. But Lemmy did. And anybody that had anything to say about it, he said, fuck off, mind your own business, you know. He wasn't, dude, his girlfriend was black. You know, he wasn't a fucking white supremacist or a fucking Nazi. You know, I get tired of fucking hearing that word thrown around. You know, a lot here on YouTube. I hear people, oh, he's a fucking Nazi, you know. It's like, dude, don't you think, you know, you kind of take away from people who were affected by actual fucking Nazis, you know, by fucking calling somebody a Nazi? Just, you know. So, yeah, you know, Lemmy, listening to all the things that people had to say about it, it's pretty cool. Like I said, the dude marched to his own drum and inspired a lot of people. Even me. I mean, like I said, I wasn't a gigantic Motorhead fan. I was definitely wearing the t-shirts before I'd ever heard a fucking Motorhead song back in high school and everything. You know, I was always a big Randy Rhoads, Ozzy Oz, still am a huge Ozzy fan and whatnot. And Ozzy was really good friends with Lemmy. Lemmy wrote a lot of songs for Oz, which I wanted to bring that up too, because Ozzy announced last week. I saw it on the Ozzy Osbourne YouTube channel. They announced it, and of course it's been all over the rock and roll media that he's announcing his farewell tour or whatever. But what was interesting is they said, you know, because it's going to be no more tours part 2 or whatever. And the first person, they put it on, you know, the Osbourne, their actual YouTube. Sharon and Ozzy came on before they even released it to the media. They released it on their YouTube channel. And the interviewer asked Ozzy, said, well, what happened the first time? And Ozzy said, I didn't know this. Ozzy said that the first time he was misdiagnosed with MS. And he thought he was, and he said, my wife told me I was going to get really sick. So, you know, that's the whole reason behind No More Tours, the first one. Which I did not know that. I had no idea because I was in high school at the time. And I went to the shows, Fox Theater, which is a fucking amazing show Ozzy did. I'll never forget that show. Not sure if that's the one he broke his ankle at. And Zach came out and played for like a fucking hour just sitting on the side of the stage. Just soloing. But anyway, I went to it, and then later on it came out, well, he's not actually retiring. This is just no more theater tours. And everybody kind of felt ripped off, you know. But I guess from what Ozzy said, you know, he was misdiagnosed with MS, and Sharon thought he was going to be, within a couple of years, he was going to be like fucking crippled. So I guess that's the truth of the matter. So anyhow, but yeah, finally, you know, it's starting to feel inspired, starting to get out of this fucking winter funk. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees here on Sunday, which I'm really looking forward to because I ain't seen much past about 40 degrees in months. And it's been like, for the past 3 weeks, I haven't seen much past 20 degrees. So, and like I say, these great days. And I'm not going to dwell on that, man. I want to get fired up with my music. You know, I finally got shit straightened out here where I can start moving around again and start playing music. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments about all that kind of stuff. And let's play some music, right? Here's what I get inspired to. You guys probably don't even know who this is. Have a good weekend, everybody.